All right, guys, I know I'm a little late getting this done. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the absolute sickest I've been in a long time. But I started making us a key and was just gonna post a key, and then I really felt like I wanted y'all to see me doing this. So I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna post the key after we go through this. I may or may not get through all of it. I may do part of it and then go and make a key and post a key. It's just gonna depend. I'm really sorry, guys. I know this was not what we had hoped the week would end up being like, but things happen. So we're gonna just keep moving forward, and we're gonna do great, and you're gonna work hard, and we're gonna do this. I started working these. You can see I got number 1 and number 2 done, and I worked both of these as a markup. I mean, a markdown. Number 1 and number 2, number 3, all are asking you for savings. They're asking you for the savings. And I debated on whether or not I wanted to do this, but I'm going to do it because I think it makes the most sense. You can find savings the way we've done. When you do savings, you are doing a markdown. You are looking, you're getting the markdown. So my approach initially was to do my 100 minus my percent, get the amount that get the sale price. So here was the sale price, and then take the sale price and determine what the savings was. And then I did number 2, and I did it the same way. And then I thought, I really need to make sure you understand, because if I know y'all like I think I do, I think a lot of you probably did not do it that way. You probably went with just the basic orange map that we used initially, and that will work for savings. When you have the question that says, how much are you saving, or what did you save? Let me get a highlighter. When you're looking at savings, the bridge map that we used initially would work. I got me some more of these tool highlighters that I liked so much. I found them on Amazon, so I got me another set to have at home. But how much can you save on the chair? That would allow you to use what we did in our that basic orange map that we used. Save right here. So I technically, I gotta get my paper down here so I can get to it. I could do my orange map where I said, okay, 159 would go here, X would go here, 30 would go here, and 100 here. So when I cross multiply, I get 100X equals 159 times 30, 47. Divide that by 100, and X equals $47.70. And if I know y'all like I think I do, that's what you did. And that only works if it's asking you for the savings. It only works if it's asking you for the savings. A pair of shoes. I'm trying to see where there is another one where it doesn't work. But I don't see one off the top of my head. So I'm just going to work through these. And then I'm going to go through the other page. And then I'll post both of the keys. Again, on this next one, it says how much can you save per pound? How much can you save per pound? We don't need the sale price. We don't need the sale price, which is what I did right here. I found the sale price first and then found the savings. I found the sale price first, then found the savings. When you're asked for the savings right off the bat, you don't need to, you can just do your basic map. And so We can put our 370 here. Put 20% here, 100 here. 100x equals I think it's 370 times 20, 74. Divide both sides by 100. And x is going to equal 0.74 cents, which is B. That works. And I'm okay with you doing it that way as long as you recognize the fact that you are buying, that it's asking you for savings. It's asking you for what she saves. How much will she save? How much will she save? So because it's asking us just for the savings, we can do this. $26, 15% off. X times 100 is 100x. 26 times 15 is 390. Divide both sides by 100. And x equals $3.90. Savings. That works because I cannot stress that to you enough. Now, number 4 says a pair of shoes has been marked up by 35%. It's been marked up. So we've got a markup now. And a markup means that we have to do 100 plus our percent. And so 100, can y'all see that? Let me move it over. 100 plus that 35% is 135. And that's what has to go in our percent. It's 135. The original cost is $15. So that's going to be your before amount. So after and before. The original cost is $15. Wants to know what is the after amount, which is the selling price. Cross multiply 100x equals 15 times 135 is 2. Divide that by 100. And x equals $20.25. So that is the sale price. That is the selling price. That's the selling price of the shoes. That's the selling price of the shoes. Let me pull this back a little bit. Sorry, I don't mean to make you dizzy. I'm trying to get the whole page on there. And I can't get it all. I just have to shift it around. I just have to make sure I don't write too far off in the margin. It costs Jill $1.49 to make a glass of lemonade. She marks up her lemonade by 34%. She's doing a markup there. So this is a markup. So we've got to do 100 plus our percent. So 100 plus 34 is 134. And that has to go in our percent. That has to go over here for our percent. 134 over 100. It cost her $1.49 to make it, so that's your before amount. $1.49 is your before amount. How much does she sell the glass of lemonade for would be your after amount. So 100x equals $1.49 times 134 is 199.66 divided by 100. And x is going to equal 1.9966. All right, I want to write that out like that because we need money. So this is going to be our money. This 6 is going to bump that 9, which is going to make that round to $2. That's going to round up to $2. Okay, so make sure you're looking for those rounding. Make sure you're looking at that rounding, okay? All right, guys, bear with me for a minute. My little thing does not want to cooperate. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, that's better. I hope I didn't mess up the focus too bad. Just bear with me, guys. I feel like I've been hit by a Mack truck. It cost Sporting Good Company $20.81 to build a new skateboard. The company sells the skateboard. All right, so it cost them this much to make it. That's your before. That's your before. They sell the skateboard for this. That's your after. That's your after, okay? What is the percent markup? What is the percent markup? Okay? So, after and before. So, we have $28.99 over $20.81. We don't know this, over 100. So, we're going to multiply, starting with the variable, so we get 20.81x equals 28.99. We'll divide both sides by $20.81. And x is going to equal. Now, we're going to get a number over 100 right here. We're going to get a number over 100. We get 139.3. We get 139.3. That 3 does nothing to that 9. So we're going to call that 139. Okay? 139 is the percent. That is the markup. To remember, though, that the number we put right here, this 139 that we put right here, is 100 plus your percent. So we've got to take 100 away from that. 100 plus 39 equals 139. So our percent markup was 39%. The percent markup was 39%. Because remember, the number we put right here, we've added 100 to it. So our markup percentage was 39%. It costs $15,700 to build a particular car. This car sells, so it costs this much to build it. That's your before. And it sells for this much. That's your after. What is the percent markup? Remember, the percent markup is 100 plus the percent is your percent markup. Okay? Well, the percent markup is this. This is the percent markup. But we're finding this. This is X. We're finding that. So we have to go. That's why we have to go back and do that subtraction. So our after is 24322. Our before is 51570. X and 100. Now remember, X is 100 plus your percent. And we need that percent. So that's why we have to take that 100 back out. When we cross multiply, it's going to be 1500x equals 243.22. Divide both sides by 15,700. We're going to get a number greater than 100 because it is a markup. And we get, wait a minute, 2, 4. Wait a minute, I did that wrong. Ooh, I did that wrong. I multiplied by 100. Multiply that by 100. 2432200. Sorry. That's the number that should be right there. Multiplying that by 100, you're going to put 2 zeros on the end. Sorry. 2432200 divided by 154.9. That 9 is going to make that 4 a 5. So 155%. And so that's what goes right here, 155. Now we've got to take that 100 back away, which makes the markup percent is 55%. The markup percent is 55. And I'll post this key on Google Classroom for you as soon as we get done. Dave buys baseball for $15 plus 8% tax. Mel buys a football for $20 plus 8% tax. Find the difference in dollars of the amounts Dave and Mel pay, including. Okay, so Mel and Dave. So Mel buys a football for $15, 8% tax. So let's find the tax first. 100x equals $1.20 tax on his. So Mel's football was $15 plus $1.20 tax. So he paid $16.20 for his football. Dave over here paid $1.60 in tax. So Dave, he paid $20 plus $1.60 in tax, so he paid $21.60 for his football. The question says, find the difference. Find the difference. So we've got to take $21.60 minus $16.20. I think that's $15.40. No, $5.40. $21.60. Y'all can, I don't feel good, so just let me do. I'm not gonna use my mashed potato brain. $5.40. So $5.40 is the difference. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I didn't make this test. Had I made this test, $16.20 and $21.60 both would have been an answer choice. Because y'all tend to want to stop in the middle of the problem and not read everything. But Miss Davies decided not to trip you up a little bit. Daniel paid $22 for a water bottle. This amount includes 5% tax. What is the cost of the item before tax? Now, you haven't seen a problem like this before, but this is actually a markup. This is a markup. This is a tax problem that has to be done as a markup because this $22 right here already has the tax in it. It already has the tax in it. So, let's look at what happened. The after amount was $22. He had 5% tax on it, which means it's 105%. Because it's a markup. So, this $22 is 105% of the original price. If you remember our little image that we drew that day. So, 105x equals 2,200. Divide both sides by 105. And we get x equals $20.952. And I'm going to leave it at that, but I need you to look. We don't have to round anything right here because that 2 is weak. So we leave it there, and it's $20.95. But we had to do that one as a markup because it gave us the after price. We were given the after price right here. This is the after amount. That's the after dollar amount. So we must do as a markup. And when we do that as a markup, we have to make that 5% 105. Anytime you're going from the after to the before, you're going to have to manipulate that percentage right there. Miss Noah's bill before tax is $50. The sales tax rate is 3%. She decides to leave a 2% tip based on to the gatekeeper based on the pre-tax amount. This is your pre-tax amount, $50 before tax. So how much will the total bill be including tax? Well, the easiest thing for us to do is just to do us one right here and one right here. One for the tax. This one's going to find our tax. This one's going to find our tip, okay? She had a $50 bill. Tax was 3%. She had a $50. The tip is going to be 2%. So let's find the tax and the tip. 100x equals 50. Divide both sides by 100. So the tax here is going to be $1.50. That's our tax. Now we're going to find the tip. And X is going to be $1. That's our tip. So we're going to get our total, we're going to take that 50. We're going to add $1.50 and $1 total. So that's going to be $52.50. $52.50 would be her total amount after the tax and the tip. Lily paid $19.16 for a 10-pound basket of apples. This amount includes, all right, here we go. This amount includes a tax of 3%, which means this is your after. That's your after dollar amount because it says it includes tax of 3%. So that's your after dollar amount, which means we've got to do this as a markup. So the 19.16 would go here. It's asking you for the price of the apples before tax. 3% has to be 103 over 100. So 103x equals 1916. Divide both sides by 103. And x equals 18.601. We don't need that 1 except to see if we need to round. And we do not need to round, so our answer is 1860. If the balance at the end of 5 years on an investment has been vested at a rate of 5% is the balance at the end of 5. All right, so this is your principal. Here's P. 5 years is your T. Go there. And here's your percent that's got to be, we got to divide by 100, so that's going to be 0.05. 5 years. So I equals P times R times T. Our principal was 875.77 times our rate is 0.05 times our time, 5 years. Multiply that straight across. I'm going to show you something just a minute about working smarter and not harder. 875.77 times 0.05. I'm going to seize the opportunity to do this with you as a interest problem. 218.942. We only need that 2 to see if we need to round. We don't have to round. $218.94. Okay. Now let's talk about working smarter and not harder. The balance is this. It's telling you the balance. And it's telling you what the invested amount was. Let's just see what happens on that one. If we take 1094.71 and subtract 875.77. Because if you remember correctly, when we were doing this earlier this week, I told you that total was your principal plus your interest. Well, here's your principal. We don't know the interest, but we know the total. So if we subtract those, 1094.71 minus 875.77, we're going to get $218.94. If you're given the principal and the total, all you have to do is subtract. But I went ahead and seized the chance to put it back into the formula just to give you a little more added instruction on that. But let's work smarter and not harder, guys, okay? Really pay attention to the words in these problems. How much interest is earned? How much interest is earned if the principal, P, is invested at a rate of 6%? Divided by 100 is going to be 0.06 for 5 years. Put a check mark over the word years because I don't have to do anything to it because it's in years. So I equals P times R times T. Principal was 776.59 times R, 0.06 times 5. You'll see that if I put it right there. 776.59 times 0.06 times 5, 232. All right, so here's what I was talking to you about, 232.977. Now, this is where I have to cut it off to look like money, but look at that 7 right there. That 7's going to make that 7 an 8. So it's really going to be 232.98 after you've rounded. Okay, that is the interest. How much interest does all right, so I equals P times R times T. Does a $14.57. 8% divided by 100 is 0.08 over 8 years. So 0.08 over 8 years. 14.57 times 0.08 times 8 is 9.32, and there's a 4, but that 4 is not strong enough to do anything, so the I equals $9.32. So there it is. I will post this to Google Classroom for you to have to go back and look at and make sure you don't have any questions. I'll come back in a few minutes. I need to take a second and catch my breath, and I will come back and try to get some of this one done for you. Okay. If I am honestly, truthfully, guys, I'm looking to see if I've got an old video of this one. I may put out the old video. But if not, I will get this one. I'll either get a video to you or I will just put the key out there because I don't think this one is going to be any harder than what we just did. But I'm going to read through it and decide. And I'll have it all out very shortly. I love you. I mean it. And I'm sorry. That's all I can say. And I can't talk about it anymore because I'll cry. Love you. Bye.